Banana Time! Welcome to Banana Time with your hosts, Elyse Iovino and Mark Bizzy Smith.
Welcome to Banana Time. So, before we get started here, how's your week? You look a little stressed. Do you need to vent about something?
I was in DC this last weekend for both days, and parking was just atrocious. And then they had the White House Correspondents' Dinner
Oh, that had the assassination?
that had the
Or
assassination attempt.
attempt. Sorry, assassination attempt.
Right? And the police were just everywhere, as you can imagine. And then after driving around for like 15 minutes looking for parking, I come across this spot, and here's a guy double parked.
No.
Yes. And
No.
the true deep Larry David came out of me, and I wanted to like put a note on this dude's car. I was so annoyed.
So he was taking up more than one spot.
Yeah, he was taking up 2 spots.
And these are lined spots.
They're not lined spots. It's neighborhood parking, but still, it's like, come on.
Okay, whoa. We have to back this up, though. Now, is it possible that he was parked in a spot when somebody else was in a spot that left? So it looks like he's taking up more spots, but that if there had been a person parked poorly, you see my question here?
Yes, it is possible, which is why this gentleman did not end up with a note on his windshield. Because I did think about that.
But we do need to talk about this, because I actually told my dad he was going to get parking karma, bad parking karma, if he did that same thing. Because I remember it was a busy area. I think we were in San Diego maybe, or LA, and it was like a downtown area. And I remember it was hard to find parking. It's like a lot of street parking. And there was a big spot that could allow 2 people, but he, not wanting to have cars so close to him, took up the spot where nobody else could park. And I said, no, you can't do that. You're going to get bad parking karma. No. Living in the city as long as I did in San Francisco, I will say even you saying that you only took 15 minutes to find a spot creates some rage in me. Because living in the city trying to find parking, I mean, you would potentially not be able to park. Overnight. Like you'd have to go park in like the other side of the city and go call your friend to come get you.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to find a spot.
It's that way in certain cities.
Well, I'm sorry you experienced that, but hopefully, good parking karma will come to you because you don't do that, right?
This is true. I do not do that. I mean, in lined parking spots, I lose my mind when someone takes up 2 spots or parks badly or even parks too close to the line. I just don't understand.
I was going to say I could attest to this when you were in the car with me, and I don't know how many times I had to correct my parking.
Oh yeah, we will park again and again and maybe again.
It might have been a record of 3 times. I think you made me change it up at least 3 times one time.
The OCD is rampant in this one.
Well, I think that it's serving the general public to know that if you're parking your car, you're being fair. So I wish good parking karma upon you.
Thank you.
And I wish, and not to wish any bad karma on people, but they need to learn lessons. So park better, people. That's our ask.
Care about each other.
Care about
your neighbor's day.
Yeah. Because parking can ruin, you can make or break a day, parking. Parking can make or break a day. You get one of those lucky spots and it's like the parking fairies are on your side and it just feels like the day goes smoothly. So you can really, impact someone's day just by parking better. I love this. All right. Starting with bananaing around, this week's theme is basically, where did that even come from? So, I don't know. I just want to kind of look into the things that we say or eat or do all the time that we don't know where they're from. And this leads into our banana fact because I was curious, where did the banana split come from?
Ooh.
What do you think? I mean, if you could just render a guess, where would you think the banana split would come from?
All great desserts come from Pennsylvania.
Okay, you must have known this, but it did come from Pennsylvania in 1904. But interestingly enough, by a 23-year-old pharmacy apprentice. He wasn't even an ice cream maker. He was a pharmacy apprentice named David Evans Strickler in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Though I guess he worked at a soda fountain which is interesting. He was a pharmacy apprentice who also, I guess, moonlit as a soda fountain operator.
Nice. In Latrobe, close to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes, and made this dessert with a banana, 3 scoops of ice cream, chocolate syrup, strawberry, pineapple, whipped cream. I will say I forget about the pineapple on a traditional
Hmm.
banana split.
Don't forget about that.
It's important, I guess, is it?
It is very much so. Or it's not an actual banana split because it's telling you this is the original way.
Oddly enough,
He split the banana in half.
so he split the banana in half.
Mhm.
Yes, he took a banana, split it in half, and charged 10 cents, which was very
10
pricey back in the
cents.
day.
Good Lord.
10 whole cents.
Wow.
No, you know what's interesting enough? The original banana split doesn't have nuts, it appears. No nuts.
Yeah, no nuts on the banana split. No way.
Are you not a nuts on ice cream person?
No way. It ruins
Ooh.
everything. Texture,
I'm
everything.
sorry. Nuts ruin the texture. It creates a
Yes.
crunch. It adds texture.
Ruins the texture. I like a smooth, creamy texture in my ice cream.
Oh, see, I like a crunch. I want a crunch in my ice
No
cream.
way. Nope. Not unless I
Interesting.
got frosty flakes. Ba-dang,
Oh,
dang,
that is
dang.
something that you do add to ice cream is frosted flakes. And I will say, I've all the cereals that maintain their crunch. I'll tell you, I mean, you visited me in February. It is
Mhm.
now almost May. I don't eat frosted flakes, but I still have that box of frosted flakes that is from when you were here. Not even the bit stale. I don't know if there's just some sort of like, is it the sugar coating that literally preserves the crunch? Like, can they make this for my
It's
skin? Like, can I get
the
preserved in whatever
the
Kellogg's
chemical
Frosted
coating.
Flakes? Whatever
It's
the
the
chemical
chemical coating.
coating is on Frosted Flakes, I would like that as a cosmetic enhancement procedure. I
Hmm.
really think that forget freezing people to preserve them. I think Kellogg's Frosted Flakes has something here
Hmm.
because I would like to try it. Maybe that's what I'll do later. I'll just rub it on my skin and see if it helps
Frosted
preserve me.
Flotox.
Oh, frosted Flotox. Have we invented something here? I would like to talk to the creator of that. Okay, so that's the origin of the banana split. But what about the origin of the sandwich? Do you know that backstory? It's a very interesting
I
story.
feel like I do know this story, but it's not coming. It's not coming up. So you can please inform.
Sandwiches are named after John Montagu, fourth Earl of Sandwich. Sandwich, which apparently was a region in, I guess, Europe somewhere. But he was the fourth Earl of Sandwich. And basically, the way that the story goes is he didn't want to stop doing something, whether it was gambling or working, whatever he was doing. I like gambling. He asked that they just put his meat between bread. And then it just completely took off because people said, I want what Sandwich had, and that became the sandwich. So Earl of Sandwich. Oh, so royal origin to the sandwich. Basically because somebody was lazy. He's like, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. So
This took place in
sandwich meets a
England,
meat.
correct?
Yes, I believe England, Europe, England. Yes.
Yeah.
Earl of Sandwich didn't want to be distracted, so wanted a handheld food.
Very nice.
I do like a sandwich. I guess we should thank Earl of Sandwich for this.
Thank you, Earl of Sandwich.
Thank you, Earl of Sandwich. Okay, potato chips. Interesting origin to a potato chip. Apparently, the potato chips origin came from a chef named George Speck because a customer kept complaining and sending back his fries because they were too thick. So then Mr. George Speck got real pissed off and tried to be a little cheeky and shaved them real thin and like oversalted them to try to piss off the customer, and the customer loved them. And now he's a snack genius. You see how these are all being invented. So chips were invented out of spite. Sandwiches were invented after just a guy wanting to keep on gambling. So you see, we have these great inventions coming from really not great places. All right. Interesting one.
Hmm.
Cornflakes, the origin of cornflakes. This might be my
Oh my.
favorite.
Tell us.
Yeah. John Harvey Kellogg, which is interesting. I guess it is Kellogg. So Kellogg. He believed that food should be bland because it would help control human urges. So basically, he created cornflakes because he wanted to tamper down people's sexual urges.
Hmm.
So he created a bland cornflake food. Now, I know, do you get less turned on after eating a bowl of cornflakes? Does it have that effect on you? Does bland food have that
Well,
effect on you?
let's make a point here. Frosted Flakes are cornflakes, but they are not the same thing.
Well, no, we've added sugar. So we said, F
Right.
you, Kellogg. We're going to
Yeah.
add sugar to our
Right.
cereal. We're going
Yeah,
to
we're getting all
dance, even
jacked
if
up.
dancing is illegal. We're getting
Yeah.
jacked up. So he made the most boring cereal possible, but then we've just either added our own sugar to it immediately or taken his baseline and added sugar. But I will say, I don't know. Do you feel like bland food has an impact on sexual urges? Would that work? Like, I'm so bored. I feel like that would make me want some stimulation. Like, boring cornflakes.
I mean, to answer your question, do we have a year on when this happened?
So this is back in the year 1894. So, I
Right.
mean, was it all food boring back in 1894?
I mean, that's
I
what I'm thinking,
mean,
right? I mean, was chocolate even invented yet? We're on the borderline of things just coming to fruition
I mean, a cornflake has a crunch. I believe it has a natural sweetness. I just don't think it would tame
your
my
sexual
urges.
urges.
I think giving me like, I don't know, cow brains or something would probably do
E-
it. Like give me like an
Especially
internal
living
organ.
living in 1894 where you have no radio, no TV, no movies. You might have a couple books to read. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like there were families of 13 kids back then, and there's a reason why.
Yeah, because they were bored. So I just think that would again, I feel like you'd have to more like give me something gross. Like after like, I don't know, eating liver or something, I'd be like, maybe I'm not in the mood. But a cornflakes, I feel light, not too heavy.
Yeah. Also, why is he mass demonstration of trying to get people to have less sex? What's this guy's problem?
Yeah, Kellogg seems like a pretty boring guy. I mean, now I guess he's super rich, and this is where it all came from.
Yeah.
Trying to
Well,
like, I'm kind of against Kellogg right now.
anti-love.
I'm a little anti-love. I'm a little anti. He's a little
Well, no, I'm saying
anti-love.
he's anti-love.
He's definitely anti-love. I don't know, but I guess we do have Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. So somebody said "f you"
Woohoo!
and said, "Yeah, okay." All right, so that's some interesting food origins. Now,
Yeah.
certain traditions get weirder. I wanted to look up some things because I was thinking like, we know the origin of Santa Claus and things like that, but like are there any other like more interesting ones out there? In Spain, there's a tradition called, and I will probably butcher this, Tau de Nadal. It's essentially a pooping log. Okay, so this is like a mascot for Christmas. This is a tradition. And again, not making fun of this. I'm just purely fascinated and kind of want to incorporate this in my Christmases every year. So essentially, logs represent like warmth and like energy for a family because it like provides heat and so that there's something around the log, like the Yule log. But what they do is they bring in a log and for weeks the kids like feed the log. They feed the log food. And then on Christmas Day, they smack the log, like they hit it until poop candy comes out. So it's like they hit it almost like a piñata, and then it's a pooping log.
I mean,
This
it's
is
actually
fun for
called the
me.
pooping log.
It's called the pooping log. It's
Like it
it's the pooping
translate
log.
to pooping log in
I
English
do
or
not
whatever.
believe that Tao de Nadal translates to pooping log, but the way that it's referenced is a pooping log because you feed the log
Are
and
there
then
only
you hit
Tootsie
it with
Rolls
a
falling out
stick.
of it or what?
That would be probably the right candy. Either that or Hershey, because chocolate seems like
Yeah.
the best for this. But I think it's just interesting that the kids smack it. Now, that being said, I mean, we do have pinatas, and that does have a sense of violence to candy as well. What are we teaching people with this smacking and getting candy?
I don't know. I do like myself a good pinata.
Pinatas are fun. Now, are you the one that like just like in a couple like if you go first, is it done? Like have you
Oh no
rampaged
no no
that thing
no!
and
I don't like to hit the pinata. I like to be the person who's holding the string of the pinata and making the children miss.
oh you wait, I'm sorry. You're not a swinger. You're just trying to
I'm pulling the
oh, that's
string.
interesting. You're the puppet master.
I'm
You're the
putting it
pinata puppet
down.
master.
The kid thinks they have a good swing on it, and I pull it out of the. They swing and miss. Oh, that's the best. Come
It's the
on,
best to make
it's.
kids feel like they're failing at something that should be fun. Like you like creating embarrassment. I mean, if you're the kid that just
Let me
keeps
tell you
missing the
something.
pinata.
I'm not a kid. I'm a man, and I like doing this as an adult.
Oh, that is
I
true. Did I call you
I
a
like
child? I'm
I
sorry. I keep
I'm
forgetting. It's so
I'm
hard
just
for me to
saying,
keep track of your age.
if I go to the basketball court and there's a 12-year-old that wants to play with the adults, I by no means am treating him like a 12-year-old. Welcome to the adult court. Now you're going to play adult basketball.
Okay,
If you're
well,
going to step into
interesting.
the pinata line, welcome to the pinata party. I'm not letting you hit the pinata just as hard as you want, so everybody else in line doesn't get a chance. So it's like you got to tease them.
I want to challenge you on something though here.
Okay.
You said that if a 12-year-old comes into a
Uh huh.
adult pickup game, welcome to the
Yeah.
adult league. Would you not say
Mm-hmm.
that you stepping into the pinata line is not you, the kid saying welcome to the children's play
No way.
place?
No
I'm
way. I have
sorry,
all these years of advanced pinataing. You can't just take that away from me. You can't
but
take
it's the
this
kid
knowledge
zone.
away
But
from
the
me that I know when to
pinata is the
pull
kid
when you
zone.
swing.
But it's the
Hey, I
kid
don't know.
zone.
Get better at swinging at a pinata, little boy, little girl.
Oh, this side of you is a little gnarly here. So anyway, I guess you will be the one with the stick to beat the poop log.
No, I think I want to somehow move the poop log away from these little mean kids with the
Well,
stick.
that's not part of the tradition. The poop log is
Well,
not on a
it's
string. The poop
maybe
log
it's
is
maybe our poop log is on a string, Elise.
so our poop log this Christmas is going to be on a string.
I'm gonna have a poop log on a string.
Okay. Well, we'll document this. Stay tuned, guys, for Christmas. There's so much to look forward to. We're merging traditions here. Okay, so now we have this Yule goat from Scandinavia, Sweden. Now, this goes back to Norse mythology and Thor. So I guess the goat is a symbol for, I guess, the holidays. I don't know, some sort of power, but it's a symbol here. And so this place, this small town, builds this huge goat every year, like this huge goat, like it's like huge, bigger. Maybe it's as big as like the Burning Man thing. And I say this because every year people try to burn it down. Now, that's not technically part of the tradition, but apparently every year that the Yule Goat's there, like at least 50% of the time, it gets burnt down. Like someone lights it on fire. So it's almost like a watching of whether or not it's going to get burned down. And I frankly feel like if they really didn't want this thing to be burned down, they probably wouldn't keep building it. I think they want it to be burned down. But people like lighting big things on fire.
So are there years where it wasn't burnt down?
There's years where it wasn't burnt down. The
So they
tradition
have
is
like the
not the burning
saved
down
Yule
of it.
goat from that year? Or what happens to these Yule goats that weren't burnt?
No, they build a new one every year. They build a new
I
one
know, but
every
what
year.
happens to the old Yule goat? Is there a Yule goat graveyard?
Oh, that is interesting. There must be, right? But they probably burn it just
So they
after
have
the
the
fact,
years.
right?
It's like 1988, there's a Yule goat. 89, it got burnt, so there's just ashes. 90, it got burnt. 91, there's a Yule goat.
Do you think there's some Yule goat like, yeah, cemetery?
I don't know. Memoriam.
Memoriam in memoriam of the Yule goats? You do strike me as the person that would probably try to burn it down.
Me?
A little bit. You're red bucks. You're already trying to make kids not hate panadas.
I don't know. Burning stuff down's not my thing.
So you're not into burning things down. You're
Not a big pyro. I don't really play
not
with
a big pyro.
fireworks. I like all my fingers.
That is interesting. I do feel like with your type of nature, if it's a good thing you don't like fireworks, because you probably would have blown a couple hands off.
Yeah, probably. I don't. I'm good without being around fireworks or things that detonate.
Okay, last one here I want to talk about. And this is an interesting one because I never really thought about this, but Easter, right? We have Easter eggs that a bunny delivers. Now, I just realized this bunnies don't lay eggs.
This is true, Elise.
So why is the bunny delivering the eggs? I mean, bunnies represent fertility, right? Eggs represent like new beginnings and new energy. So it makes sense why they're associated with Easter. But the whole bunny delivering the eggs is an interesting thing. Now, this does apparently date back, they think, to Germans who migrated here. It's a German thing
Hmm.
where they brought in, I think, the element of the egg here or the bunnies. I don't know. They're thinking it's German. But I will say it is an interesting thing where, like, for the longest time, I just associate eggs with bunnies and realize they have nothing to do with each other.
No, I think those bunnies stole those eggs from those chickens.
You think they stole the eggs? What would the
How else would the bunny
bunnies?
get the eggs?
But then they're trying to make you, then they're hiding them and make you get them. They're completely passing on the crime to the children.
Yes.
This is like some weird criminal activity going on in this holiday.
Yeah, no wonder we have the largest prison population in the world.
Bunnies steal eggs, and then the bunnies go and they blame it on the kids. Oh, the kids have the eggs.
Hmm.
But yeah, apparently that's German origin. It didn't make sense. It really made me think. Okay, now we're going to move into, I'm going to give you a little quiz game.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if you can guess where the phrases of, like, the origin of these phrases came from.
Also,
Okay.
can I just add that it's funny that Elyse tries to get me to play games constantly, almost all day long, and constantly I just say no. But when we do the show, I just have to say yes, basically. So
It's
it's like her
amazing. That's
heyday.
why I love
She's like,
doing this.
"Oh,
I get to,
I got a game for us to play," and like her greatest achievement ever is just that I'm like, okay, okay, let's see.
now I can make you play all my games. This does give me a lot of joy.
Oh,
You
jeez.
can't say no.
Okay,
You
Mrs.
can't
Burns,
say no.
give it to me.
Is that what I was doing? And Mrs. Burns?
Well, Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Mr. Burns? You know what? I barely ever even watched Simpsons, so I feel like that naturally just came through me.
Yeah.
It was so
Well, it's a
natural.
very evil thing to do, you know. I'm pretty sure the witch in either Snow White or yeah, it's Snow White, I think, does that. If I had a moan for every time you took a deep breath, I'd be all moaned out. I didn't get the memo. We were all supposed to wear South American flags on our ears.
I'm sorry. These are sunflowers. These are sunflowers. South American
Uh,
flags. These are and you know what?
Too
So
bad we
what if
gotta
I
get
was
rid of all
wearing South?
this.
No, no, I actually like that. So what if these are South American? What if they were South American flags?
Are you about ready?
Okay.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, sorry, they didn't give me the info and I had to find it.
And
Okay.
action.
All right, so we're going to do this quiz where you're
Oh,
going to see if you can guess the origin of these phrases that we use. Like, where did these phrases come from? You see what
oh.
I'm saying? So, for
Like where they're
example,
from or
like, like, yeah, what's the origin of the phrase? So, for example, spill the beans. Where do you think that came from? Now, we know spilling the beans mean like, oh, you're going to like spill the beans. You're going to let something out. You're going to say something. You're going to
hmm.
expose something.
Something tells me that comes from someone that was in the military at some point. Perhaps this guy was clumsy and couldn't keep his mouth shut, and he spilled the beans at dinner time, and that became
While
the
unleashing some
phrase.
secret.
That became the phrase "spill the beans."
Got it. Okay. No, but
Oh,
good try.
oh.
This comes from ancient voting because people used to use beans to cast votes. So if you spilled them early, like you spilled them out, then you'd be revealing the results. So it's like if you spill
Oh.
the beans, you'd see how many votes each of the voting
Hmm.
had. So it's like don't spill the beans too early.
You know why I like not getting things right when I play these games? Because now in the
Why?
future I'll have that information.
Oh, and I'll never ask that of you again.
Well, you never know. I might be in a different
You might be in a life or
place.
death situation, and someone's going to be like, I need you to tell me. I have one riddle for you, one question.
Life or
Where,
death.
what is the origin of spill the beans?
Oh,
And
well,
then you're
that's
gonna
easy.
like be so grateful for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a first for everything.
Okay. All right. How about
Ah!
okay, how about the phrase under the weather? Under the weather.
Hmm. Under the weather is a phrase because someone came in sick to a doctor's office and blamed it on the weather.
Ooh, I like that. I actually really like, no, it's not correct, but I like it.
Ah.
I like the creativity. This comes from sailors. So if you were feeling sick, you'd go below deck, literally under the weather.
Okay. Don't know if that makes
But I
complete
like your
sense,
answer
but
though. But I like your
I
answer. I
I
like your
like my
answer.
answer better actually. So
And I
I don't
that's
even
what
want
this
to
game's
remember the
about.
actual
You
answer.
still get a point. You still get a point. If I like your answer better than the real answer, you still get a point. If it actually makes sense, you get a point. I
Good
give
for
you the
me.
point there. You get the point. Hit the sack.
Hmm.
It's an easy one.
Oh, is it an easy one?
I think it is. Actually, no, but I really want to
Because
hear
what
your
comes to my
explanation of hit
mind
the
is not
sack.
going to be. I have hit the sack because a boxer back in the day overworked the punching bag and he was
Oh,
exhausted. And that was the term hit the sack. He was tired. He's going to go take a nap.
okay. Okay, I like it. Makes sense. No. People
Ah,
used to sleep on sacks filled with straw. So when you went to bed, you were literally hitting a sack.
what? How is that explanatory? You're like, oh, this is an easy one. How is that easy?
Because it's like sleeping on sacks. It literally is about the thing.
You
It's
think my
about
20th,
sleeping.
21st century mind is going to say, well, people back in the 1500s used to sleep in sacks. So hit this. No,
You know what
sorry,
would
but
be
no,
really
no,
fun? You know what would be really fun? If I
no.
ever got to play a game. See, this is where if you don't want to play the
Mm,
game, you should
mm,
make the game.
mm, 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 mm,
And this
mm,
is where he's just
mm,
distracting us with beats. He doesn't want to play anymore.
mm.
Okay, well, too bad.
Oh.
Explain to me barking up the wrong tree.
That was a guy that owned a dog facility of some sort, and he was
What
boarding
was his
dogs.
name? What was his name, though? What was his name?
Steve Kananowski.
Steve Kananowski. Okay.
Yeah, and he had all these dogs, and the one dog was always chasing squirrels around, and the squirrels split up these like two trees. There were two trees growing, and went up the one, and the dog was barking up the other, and this guy's like, "You're barking up the wrong tree."
Okay. You know what? I I like this. This could actually be like the real story behind this origin, but this comes from hunting dogs. If they chased an animal and barked at the wrong tree, they were completely off.
I mean,
You're focused on the wrong thing. You're barking up
am
the
I
wrong
really
tree.
that far off on this one?
You're not. I actually think that that could really be what happened. Like that's the detail of it.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. All right. Kick the bucket.
Hmm. Kick the bucket became a term when Sue Hernandez kicked the bucket, slipped, fell, and broke her hip, later resulting
Oh.
in a heart attack and death.
Wow. And what a traumatic experience. There are a few theories, and I do think that might be one of them. That should be included in the few theories. But one theory is from old slaughtering practices that animals timed to a beam would literally kick before dying. So it's
Hmm.
kind of actually dark.
Yeah, that's pretty dark.
But I think yours is a plausible theory. Poor
Sure.
Susan.
Yeah.
Poor
Well, you
Susan.
know, we all gotta go.
One more.
There's no getting out of this alive.
That is true. Cold shoulder.
Ooh. The cold shoulder came from someone living in Russia or somewhere
Oh,
very cold. I believe it was Russia. And this person kept trying to get them to go out with them. And because they turned away and walked away out of this person's life, that person said it was cold out and said, gave me the cold shoulder.
okay. Can you say that again? Just how he said it? The cold shoulder. Say that one more time.
The cold shoulder.
Okay. Okay. It didn't sound very Russian, but all right. Um, so
Oh,
yes, cold shoulder
would you like
means
me
it's
to
an.
talk more Russian?
There you
This
go.
is
I
the
still
cold
think that's a
shoulder.
little.
The cold shoulder. That might be a
You
little Asian
really,
in there, actually.
yeah, you
Anyway,
really yeah, keep working on it.
sure.
Keep working on that. Okay, so yes, cold shoulder is basically an old school way of ignoring someone, but listen to the way that people got the hint. It comes from serving someone cold meat instead of a warm meal as a way to subtly dismiss them. So this is how
Wow.
like back in the day you knew if someone was like not into you, like you get cold
Man.
food. You'd get a
Like you make me a
cold
ham
meat.
sandwich, a
Well, that
cold
if it was
a cold
if this
ham
was post
sandwich.
Earl sandwich, if this was post Earl sandwich,
Oh, right.
then yes, perhaps. But you got cold food. That's how you knew you were out. No warm food for you.
Dang.
Okay, so these are phrases that have a past origin, but like we're in the now. So do you feel like later on in like 100 years, people are going to be using our phrases and be like, oh, what's the origin of that? Like, for example, like being left on red. Like, are people going to just keep using that in 100 years? Like, where did the origin of that come
That's
from?
interesting. That one probably might survive the test of time.
Left on red. It's a phrase that we're using now, but I mean, this has been happening all through time, right? Like,
Sure.
just you just don't know. Like back in the day, like you someone didn't respond to your letter, and like you basically would just assume like they were dead. They could have been ghosting you then.
Yeah, sure. It was much easier to ghost back in the day.
Way easier to ghost and just like pretend death. Most people were, I don't know, you didn't hear from someone. I think it was just easier to move on and be like, oh, they probably died.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, the horse dropped the letter.
Right.
A lot easier to deal with being seeing that someone sees it and just ignoring you.
Hmm.
So left on red, I think that one might go somewhere. Okay, you have other ones. What do you think is gonna stand the test of time?
I think a newer one that may last for a while is no cap.
No, I don't even know what that means.
Like you're telling a lie, you're bullshitting.
No cap. Am I like behind?
You're excessively behind
I
on this
don't.
one.
I literally never heard or used the phrase no cap.
Welcome. Welcome to 2026. It was actually more of a 2024 term, to be honest.
Can you please help me use
I
it
don't
in
know.
a
You're just lying about
sentence?
some shit, and I'm like, I'll say some blase blah, no cap at the end of it, and it just means like, no, I'm not lying about what I just said.
No cap. What is that? What is that origin of that? What does cap mean? No
I don't,
caption?
that's something
No
I
capital
guess.
letter?
I guess that's something the Elise Iovino needs to look up.
Well, I think the origin of no cap means
Yes, tell us what is the origin of no cap, Elise?
the origin of no cap means that when somebody is trying to display respect or truthfulness, they are supposed to remove their hat, which means they're showing respect. So, therefore, when you say no cap at the end of a sentence, you're basically saying, hey, I respect you to remove my cap, which means I'm not lying. Hmm?
No cap is a slang term meaning no lie or for real, originating from African American vernacular English in the early 20th century, where to cap meant to brag, exaggerate, or lie. It is heavily popularized by Atlanta hip hop artists in the 2010s,
Interesting.
specifically through the trap music and artists like Young Thug and Little Baby.
Oh, I do like trap music.
This is
I
true,
do
you
like a
do.
trap beat. No cap. Ah, you see? See what I did there?
Pretty good.
Moving on to Banana Time Mysteries. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, yes, Banana Time Mysteries, where we talk about things we don't fully understand and the theories people come up with about them. So, you and I this week was listening to a reel from American Alchemy, and they were talking to a guy, Timothy Alberino,
Hmm.
and they were talking about that unidentified objects aren't just coming from space, but they may be residing in the ocean,
Yeah.
the unexplored territory of the earth.
Well, he discussed how there's been Navy encounters with objects moving at hypersonic speed underwater, and
Which
how
is
they
pretty
have,
scary.
which is crazy, and how they have seen, I guess, spacecrafts fly into the water and out of the water without slowing down, just like full speed in and out.
So basically, there's this theory to explain that aliens, or even specifically the Greys, have built like underground, or I'm sorry, underground. You say even underwater, underground. Like this is at the bottom of the
What
ocean,
he was saying
underneath
is
the
that
ground,
it's under the water, under the ground.
under the water, under the ground bases where they are like, I mean, they're creating like what, even like cities, like they have like a whole potential like
I mean, they could have half the Earth hollowed out at this point. I mean, who knows how big the space is?
and I mean, one would question if this is true. If this is true, one would question, well, what is the purpose of this? Like takeovers? Like, are
Well,
they our
what was
friends?
interesting about his what he was saying is that if we as humans were to do something like this, say as in the Middle East, the first thing we would do before we invaded would be to build camp or set base camp somewhere. So if they're setting a base camp on this planet, so they can maneuver more easily. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they're here to attack us, but they're definitely doesn't seem like if they're building bases, they're not going to leave anytime soon. It doesn't seem like. So,
Well, I mean, this is one of the theories in this segment that does give me a little concern.
hmm.
But it does also pose the question of, if we're finally going back into space, is it time for us to actually explore the ocean depths? I wonder if it's harder to even explore the bottom of the ocean versus space. I wonder which one is harder.
It is bizarre that we can't explore all of the ocean and yet we're trying to leave the planet. I could totally see how a smarter species from another universe galaxy could come here and utilize the ocean as camouflage. It's really
I mean,
smart.
if you also think about it, I mean, some of the most ancient creatures that still exist on this planet are water animals
Yeah,
or
very
water.
true.
So we do have a potential for things to survive in the water for a very long time and go unnoticed for a
Mhm.
very long time.
It's interesting. He also talked about the smell of the grays, which I've never heard anyone talk about before. So Timothy was saying that that the grays smell like sulfur and ammonia.
Sulfur and ammonia.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So basically, how you smell after eating Taco Bell and then trying to cover it up.
Well, the funny thing is he referenced that as that's what it smells like when we urinate. So imagine that the smell is just kind of permeating off of them.
Oh, so it smells like pee.
Yeah, sort of. So all the religious types, they want to say that the sulfur smell is that of like the embodiment of a demon.
Well, then there's a lot of grays in um, parking garage stairwells. I smell them there a lot.
I think that might just be bum pee.
How could we tell the difference between bumpy and gray?
I guess you can't, so you never know. It's around the corner.
Maybe they are grays. Maybe some of them are.
I could
Now,
see.
every time I smell pee, I'm going to
Yeah,
think that there's an alien near me.
it's possible. It's either bumpy or an alien. You just never
It's
know.
one or the other. We don't know. It's one of the
Mysteries,
two.
mysteries of the world.
Banana time mysteries to investigate. Well, please keep track of your gray smelling
Will do.
sightings.
Will do.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on to Banana Buzz.
Ooh.
Banana Buzz, kind of what's buzzing this week? So I will say, out of everything that is on the feeds, it appears that the Michael Jackson movie, Michael Jackson in general, is just the buzz of the town right now.
This is true. It is everywhere.
Now, you did see the movie. I have not. What did you
I have
think?
seen it.
How many what is the banana rating this movie gets? Busy's banana rating?
I
How'd you like
give
the
it
movie?
4 bananas. We're going
Four out
out
of
of
five
5.
bananas?
Yeah, 4 out of
Four out of
5.
five bananas. Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, some critics and people in general didn't like that it didn't focus on his controversy. But I really felt like it was a biopic through his eyes. And through his
Mm.
eyes, I felt like he was making music, being very creative. It had dealt with the things with his family. It dealt with, his relationship with his mother, with his father, with his monkey Bubbles. I mean, these are things that he,
Like he had a
either
monkey?
yeah, he had a he had orangutan Bubbles.
What? I had no I should I have known this? I had
You
no
should
idea he
definitely
had
have
an
known this.
orangutan.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wait. Wait a second. Hold up. Michael Jackson had a monkey? How did I not know this?
Yeah, he had a chimpanzee named Bubbles.
A chimpanzee named Bubbles. I want a chimpanzee named Bubble. I want a chimpanzee. I've always wanted a monkey.
He always
Was this
dressed it like
successful
him.
for him?
Like he would dress it and it would look like him to go to events and stuff. It was for a long time. As chimpanzees age, they become more and more aggressive. So while it was a baby and it was young, he could take it everywhere and it was his baby, he took care of it. But as it
Mm.
became older, it became more aggressive. And I think he learned that he needed to keep it in like a caged environment. So when he got Neverland, there's this funny story of Eddie Murphy visiting Michael Jackson at his house, and Michael showing Eddie Murphy around his house, And Eddie was like, yeah, Michael was showing me all the giraffes and the llamas. And then, you know, I wanted to meet Bubbles. So I was like, yeah, you know, Mike, where's Bubbles? He's like, Eddie, look, you know, I have to keep Bubbles over here in a cage, in this sanctuary, little cage area, because Bubbles ain't very nice these days. You know, Eddie said he was rolling. So, you know, I guess Bubbles lived a good life, but Bubbles couldn't be kept like Michael's buddy just beside him all the time as he became
uh,
older and more aggressive of an animal.
Damn. I still like my monkeys
Yeah.
of all types. But I honestly, I think it's a good thing that they focus on the positives of Michael Jackson stories because, of course, we all hear about the controversy, and there's also all the amazingness that he created. So I think it's positive that it focused on that. There's so much to focus on. I mean, I will say for one man, the amount of content and biography and you could like it feels like there's almost it's endless. Like there's so much
Un-
to just one man's story.
Unbelievable. And I mean, just the amount of music that he created and wrote and came up with. I mean, if nothing else, go see it in the theater and just jam out to the music with the big speakers. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, his nephew Jafar plays him in the movie, and the little kid that plays him when he's a little kid, both of those guys crushed. I mean, did all the dancing
Wow.
scenes. I mean, it just looks so good. And you know, they gave little backstories of things. I mean, I don't Michael Jackson had a long career. I don't know what people thought that they were gonna dive in so deep. You know what I mean, to each one of these like scenarios. And I mean, there's going to be 2 films, but it should have probably been 3 or 4 films that is as long as his career was in the music industry. Just really insane. I loved it. I had a great time with it. I think sometimes people are just looking for too much out of biopics, so I enjoyed
So
it.
4 out of 5 bananas. Go
Yeah,
see the
I'd
movie.
definitely go see it. Really good.
Okay, and now let's close it up with our Busy's pick section. So this is
Ooh.
your time. You can talk about
Oh
anything you want to
my.
talk about. So what are you going to bring in?
Well, I have an interesting thing that I read here on social media this week, and it was things that were once called magic, now
Ooh.
proven by science.
Ah, I love when science and magic come together.
Well, really, that's magic back in the day
Everything.
was science, right? I mean, science is magic, magic is science. I mean, that's kind of just how I view it.
Well, there's also the things about how we say something magical is something that's unexplainable. So we feel like, oh, it must be magic because we can't scientifically explain it. But I believe that like everything is explainable. There's a truth to everything. We just may not know it. So I think it's all science in some way, quantum physics, call it what you want to,
Yeah.
but
Or we can't comprehend it.
um,
It's
we can't comprehend
uncomprehendable.
it. Well, there's going to be so many things that as humans we don't comprehend, and just accepting and allowing that fact, I feel like opens us up to a much higher state of consciousness.
Yeah. So,
Right?
do you want to hear this list?
Yes, I do.
So, sitting at number one is something that I feel like I do on a very regular basis is sound healing. And
Ooh,
ancient cultures used chanting, singing, bows, and vibrations to heal. Today, sound frequencies are being studied for their efforts on brainwaves, the nervous system, and even cellular repair.
absolutely. There's no doubt about that, and I feel like this is one that's been proven. I mean, I feel like this is pretty widely acceptable, and if it's not, don't see how it can't be soon. But I love a sound bath.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally feel the physical effects of it. Even when I play my didgeridoo, my
Mm-hmm.
big didgeridoo, it vibrates my body where I literally feel calmer after playing it just because of the vibration of the sound. I mean,
Yeah,
sounds are little physical. I mean, everything's sound waves. I mean, you could take sound and break a glass. So clearly it has some physical impacts.
sure. Yep.
And there could be some sounds that are probably not so healing and some sounds that are more healing. I mean,
Yeah.
in my line of work, even listening and meditating to different sound frequencies will hit different aspects of your energy
Right.
field or your
Well,
body.
I mean, on a very mainstream level, you could just look at music and how music moves people, right? How
Hmm.
songs change people's moods or like help people express themselves through dance. That's a very common way to look at it, right? So that's something people
Hmm.
use on a daily basis, no matter what voodoo they believe in.
Okay, number two.
Number two, we have energy fields. Once dismissed as woo, science now confirms electromagnetic fields around the heart and body. The Heart Math Institute proves your emotions affect your field and others can feel it.
Love this. I mean, this is the work that I do. So I'm definitely
Yes.
100% all in on this. And, we learn that there's even different energetic layers of the body, like your physical energy layer, your emotional body, your spiritual body, so your mental body. So there's different layers of energy fields. But I love that they can now measure it
Do you think
and
you
actually
stay in one
show
of those
that.
fields more than another?
Uh, I think everybody does. Everybody has where their energy, like if you go and feel someone's energetic field and you go up to them and you can track them, you can feel where some, depending on the person, has more density in some areas and less density in others. So for me specifically, definitely have a lot of energy in my emotional body, which is like the second layer out. You can also link them to your chakras. So like your physical energy field is like your first chakra. So some people have a lot of density in the physical field, whereas some people who are a little bit more, I don't know, you'd say cosmic or a little bit more or less, their energy is not as connected or anchored to their body, has a lot more energy in some more outer layers of their field, like their spiritual field, right? Their soul body. And so on a physical level, I feel like I definitely tap into my emotional body a lot. Um, for you, it may not be as dense, the emotional body. Your mental body could be more. Your soul body could be more.
I think
But
I'm more
ultimately,
spiritual in the
yeah,
spiritual realm more so than other places.
yeah, sometimes when I track your energy all out in the cosmos, I definitely feel like I'm in that energy too. Okay, number three.
So number three, we have quantum entanglement. Mystics spoke of oneness for centuries. Quantum physics now shows that particles, once connected, remained linked across time and space. Everything really
Mm,
is connected.
I love that. I mean, the interconnectedness of energy and the universe and time is a concept that I could absolutely understand why it feels more harder to quote unquote prove. But I also feel like even just memories shows that element. Like the fact that we
True.
remember things or we can have a memory and it can bring in a physical, emotional response shows how we're still connected. And I like it. That gives me peace, I feel, to know that like certain energies that connect are always connected.
So, like, if a family member passes away, your connection to them will always persist no matter
Mm-hmm.
what, right? You'll
Yep.
always have that connection. So
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you believe in, whether that's reincarnation or heaven or whatever it may be, your energy will remain together.
Mm-hmm. Because if you also think about it, like I know space is so dauntingly big and we can feel like we are literally light years apart. If you look at the whole container, like what defines being connected, right? Like we're all within a container, so we're all interconnected, right? And when we even talk about energetic fields, that's what they're saying. Like we may have our own physical field that is more concentrated in this experience. But as you spread your energy or your awareness out into outer layers of the field, that's where you get collective fields, right? So on some collective level, on a way outer field, we're all connected to that field. So there's different layers. So that's what I'm saying with your conscious too. The more that you expand your consciousness into outer layers of field, the more you're in collective consciousness. You're in different intelligence consciousnesses.
Hmm.
But I love that we're starting to bring science into that.
And at number four, we have visualization. Ancient manifestors used focused thought to create reality. Now we know the visualizing activates the same brain areas as doing. The mind shapes matter more than we realized.
Mm, I believe this. I mean, visualization techniques have been used for so long and are used in so many practices today. Joe Dispenza is also all about the visualization as well, or like even the somatic experiencing in the present moment. But if you think about it, even think about virtual reality. I know it's not the same thing, but literally when you physically see something different in a virtual reality, you're experiencing something different. You could kind of get lost in that world if you were in that world enough. Wasn't there a movie? Was there a movie or a show on that? Maybe it was like a Black Mirror episode or something where somebody was in the virtual reality.
I'm sure there's movies that tap into manifestation. I'm
Do
just not.
you use the power of visualization?
I try to use it daily.
Ah, how's it working for you?
I, 60/40.
Ah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
How about you? Do you visualize?
Do I visualize? I mean, even in just my nature, I'm definitely a daydreamer. So I think I need to be more intentional with what I'm visualizing. Like intentionality about like what my imagination is doing. But I feel like half the time I'm awake, I'm visualizing some other reality.
You can't just positive visualize things and then negatively think or talk about yourself, because that's what will bring it back to the middle. That's probably why I'm only at 60/40. Because, before I'm
Interesting.
going to bed, I'm visualizing, I want this, I want to do this, this is where I want to go, this is the direction, blah, blah, blah. This is what I want tomorrow to look like, the next week to look like, whatever. But then at the same time, I wake up and I'm like, stupid Mark, stubbed my toe. Why am I so dumb? I stubbed my toe. Right? So you're like,
Ah,
bringing you back to center, right? You got to always speak positive. It's something Bruce Lee talked about a lot. You must always think and speak about yourself in a positive manner. Your mind doesn't know the difference.
wow. Well, look at that wisdom from you, Busy. That's actually a beautiful note to end on. Everybody, talk kindly to yourself. Your brain doesn't know the difference. I love this. Well, we will visualize another episode of Banana Time soon. Yes. And you can visualize, Busy, parking, amazing parking for this weekend,
Right in front of the venue.
right in front of the venue.
Well, maybe
Show
not right in
us
front of the venue, but just down the street. So I don't have to deal with the people outside the venue.
just down the street. All right, well, that is our show today. Remember to watch full episodes on YouTube at the Banana Time Podcast. Follow us on Instagram for updates, other fun posts and clips. And if you have any questions, any topics you want us to explore, any advice that you'd like from us, can't tell how good it's going to be, but it'll probably be entertaining. Reach out to us. We are here for you. And see you next time.
Adios, amigos.